Anastasia, and I can't wait for Kiki to beat my face. She did it twice already, and I know I'm not going to be disappointed with this one, and actually I'm really excited, but I'm going to try not to look in the camera so I don't tease myself.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm starting off with some witch hazel, and I'm just taking a paper towel and making sure I cleanse her face thoroughly. Now I'm going in with some Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched cream. This is a moisturizer and a primer, and I'm going to use this to moisturize her face because she has very dry skin, so I just want to make sure I'm moisturizing her skin before doing the next step. Don't be afraid to use your hands to really work the moisturizer into the skin. Treat their skin like you're treating your own. You want to make sure the moisturizer is really in the skin. Next, I'm going to be taking my Absolute New York Slim Brow Pencil to fill in her eyebrows. If you want a more detailed video on how I do her brows, I'll put the link down below for that video. Now I'm using some P. Louise base in the shade number 5. Now I have a disclaimer, she is going to be eating because she was hungry, so I ordered her some chicken, so don't mind the chewing. Don't let your clients eat when you're doing their makeup though. Don't try this at home. But I'm just taking a BH Cosmetics brush, this is V5, and I'm using that to blend out the P. Louise base on her eyelids. Now I'm taking the Huda Beauty Nude palette, and I'm going to use that dark purple shade in her crease first. I'm using a Morphe M422 brush to pack that color on, and I'm using tapping motions. You don't want to use back and forth motions because then you'll mess up the base and it'll get patchy. So you want to make sure you're tapping that color on. And you want to keep doing that and blending upwards until you get a good amount of color payoff. I wanted the purple to be blown out, so I was tapping the color on and then tapping it in an upward motion to bring the color higher. Next, I'm mixing these two colors, like a mauve color and like a light pink color, and I'm going to use that as a transition shade so there's no harsh line of the purple. And I'm going to blend those two colors together using a Morphe M441 brush. Now you're going to go back into that purple and add more purple so that the purple can be really pungent and prominent. I wanted the purple to just be, you know, strong. I wanted the purple to be the main color you see. And then I'm going to go back and forth between those two colors like I always do and just blend until everything is nice and seamless. Now I'm going to go in and add some black because I just wanted the crease to be a little bit darker. So I'm taking a Morphe M422 brush and I'm tapping that black into her crease and blending it into the purple. Now I'm taking my P. Louise base number 2 and I'm using that to cut the crease. I did a tutorial on how I get my cut crease flat. I went to the beauty supply store and got some random concealer brushes and did the same thing, and these brushes work just as fine. You do not have to go to the MAC store. I never told anybody to go to the MAC store to get MAC brushes. I was just telling y'all what I use, but they work for any and every brush. These are like random dollar, they're like $1 $1.99 brushes, and they work perfectly fine. So you don't need to go get my brush. Just make sure it's a concealer brush that's a good size, and do the hack. Anyway, I'm just tapping off the extra product before I go ahead in with that shimmery pink shade onto her lid. And I'm using this like small Sigma brush. It says like concealer brush. I'll have it down below the exact number because I don't know. And then I'm just going to smoke out the outside of the eye using that same purple and mauve color that we use on the crease. Oh, just a disclaimer, I know her brows are uneven. It was so funny because we had literally just filmed a video about brows, and I was talking about like, oh, how to make sure your symmetry is right, and look at me, my symmetry is off. But that's probably because like we was talking and all types of things was going on, so I wasn't focused. But yeah, you can't really tell in the end, but I know somebody's gonna have something smart to say, so I see it, sis. I see it just like you see it. So if I see a dumb comment about it, I'm deleting your comment and you're probably going to get blocked because I don't have time. And now I'm going to cut the other side. So this is what happened, you guys. I ended up, as you can see on the left side, like I cut her crease in a different shape than I normally do. Like I cut it kind of like in a wider shape, and I never really do that. And although I liked how it looked, I wanted, you know, I like my round shape cut crease. So that's what I did on the right side. And then you'll see me going in and correcting the other side. So if you find that like you're doing a cut crease and one eye looks a little different, don't get discouraged and feel like you have to wipe the whole eye off. Just look for ways that you can fix it so that at the end everything looks even and cohesive. So try not to freak out. Just figure out how you can fix it, because sometimes you press for time and you don't have time to wipe makeup away. You just have to make things look better. So what I'm doing is just building the color up, the purple, the mauve, and the black. I'm just making sure it's nice and dark and smoky before I go ahead and add my lid colors. And I'm using the same Morphe M422 brush. So now I'm going ahead and I'm changing the shape of the first eye I did, like I told you guys I was going to do before. All I'm doing is taking more base and rounding it out. Nothing special. You sure can add some more base on top of your eyeshadow. Nothing bad is going to happen. Just take your time and focus on the shape you want to achieve. Okay, now that we're done with that, I'm going to add some inner corner highlight, and I'm using some pigments. I'm using Peaches Makeup Pigments and another brand, which is a black owned brand, so I'll have it down below exactly what I'm using in her inner corners. Now I'm applying her lashes. I'm using a tweezer and my fingers to apply her lashes, and her eyes are not closed, they're just looking down. So now onto foundation. I'm using MAC foundation. I know the lighter shade is NC44. The darker shade, I'm not too sure. It might be NC50, but you already know I'm going to have it down in the description. And I'm using those two colors to mix onto her skin. For her contour, I'm using Lancome shade 540. And I'm going to use that on her forehead and the hollows of her cheeks. Of course, we're going in with the Real Techniques foundation brush to blend everything out, and I'm using tapping motions as always to blend her foundation out. Moving on to concealer, I'm using MAC's NC42 and NC45 to highlight underneath her eyes, her nose, and her forehead, as well as her cupid's bow and her chin. I didn't even highlight her cupid's bow. Alright, so never mind. I didn't highlight her chin either. Oh, wow. That's a first. But yeah, anyway, I'm using my Shop Miss A sponge to blend that highlight out on her forehead and her nose. I'm rotating between my sponge and my brush, and I do the same thing under her eyes as well. So now I'm taking some powder and I'm using my sponge to press that into her skin to set her under eye. And I'm using my Luscious by Lynn powder, and then I'm going to take some Laura Mercier powder and I'm going to use that to bake. We was chatting this whole time. Oh my god, we was really chatting. So I'm going to bake underneath her eyes, her forehead of course, and also down the bridge of her nose. Now I'm taking Give Me Sun. This is one of my favorite products. I'm going to use this to warm up her face. Oh, by the way, I also have some powder underneath her cheek as well. So I'm using Give Me Sun to like use as a bronzer to warm up her cheek. And then it's doing a little bit of contour, but of course I'm going to add some more contour. And for her contour, I believe I used one of the Anastasia contours. I'll have it down below which one I used. Alright, so now that she's done baking, I'm going to take the foundation brush and I'm going to press all of that powder into her skin. Now I'm taking LAGIRL, their neon pencil. It's like in a purple lavender shade. I use that in her waterline, and then I use those same colors I used in her crease to smoke out her bottom lash line. Lining her eyes again. I just did a video on this, so if you did not see that video, go check it out. I'll leave the link down below. But I'm just doing a medium-sized liner, nothing too thick. For her blush, I'm using NARS Orgasm. Somebody asked me in one of my videos, I didn't even respond to the comment, but she asked why I don't use blush, and I use blush on every single client. But anyway, for her gloss, I'm using one of the Anastasia lip glosses. But if you watch my live, you know I ended up changing the lip color because I thought it was too bland. So this isn't the final lip color. For her highlight, I'm obsessed with these Fenty Fairy Bombs. I'm using 24 Carity, I believe it's called. Yeah, I got two. She came out with 3 colors, and I'm gonna buy the third one because I got the gold one and the copper one. But I've been using these highlighters non-stop on my clients. They look really, really good. Like, so I decided to add some hot pink. This is a Carity palette. I don't know why I added this hot pink, y'all. Like, I really don't know why. Because then I also added it to the top of the eyes, and I kind of liked the eyes before I added the pink. But you know, when you just have time to do what you want, you just be doing extra stuff for no reason. So that's what happened. So yeah, you guys, this is the final look. I'm just combing her hair out. See, her brows don't look that bad in the end. But yeah, this look is complete, you guys. Tell me, guys, what you think. This was not how it was supposed to come out. It was supposed to be like a pink cut crease, but it's more like purple. I'm gonna try to do my vision. I want my vision to come alive next video. But yeah, of course, you know I got my cell phone footage. If you stay tuned to the end of the video, I will be talking about this giveaway that I'm doing. So make sure you watch all the way to the end, and I will catch you guys in my next tutorial. Thank you for everything. I love us for real. Bye. Okay, you guys, so I'm doing a holiday giveaway with Miss Africa Tri-State. I partnered up with her, and it's sponsored by the OJ Foundation. So all you have to do is go on Instagram, read the directions underneath the post, and you've entered the giveaway. You have to be following everybody that's in the caption. Good luck, and yeah, bye.